Okay, today we're talking about Islam. This is inside the most Islamic city in America. The title's been changed to inside the Somalia capital of America. This is by Nick Shirley. This is my first time seeing a video by him. This is a reaction video, which means I'm going to be pausing it and talking. This will probably be more longer one. Usually I do pretty short reaction videos, but it's a little bit longer. I made a video about the Islamic takeover of America, and it's got like 150,000 views in just a couple days. It's got a lot of people mad, but also a lot of people saying, hey, we need to expose this. And we do. So let's watch this video. I'm going to give you my thoughts. It's a real thing happening. If you don't believe me, you're asleep. If you don't realize that Islam is taking over and trying to take over America, then you're just not living in the same America. Let's watch this.
We're going to get radical, hardened, militant Islamists to come into America.
Islam is the #1 growing religion here in the United States. Why do you think that is so? Do you think Islam will eventually overtake Christianity here in the United States?
Worldwide, not just United States.
I think Islam...
There you heard it. You guys are like, they're not trying to take over. They say it themselves. I just showed you a video last week in Times Square of them saying, we're going to take over the whole world. We're going to take over America. They say it themselves. I don't have to try to, say that they're saying that. They're literally saying they are going to take over America. And the only way to fight back is to spread Christianity, is to continue to have kids, continue to reach people, continue to evangelize, keep going to church, keep serving the Lord. Otherwise, they will take over.
hates us.
The rise of Islam is real here in the United States.
I ruined that clip. Let's play that again.
Worldwide, not just United States.
I think Islam hates us.
The rise of
And they do.
Islam is real here in the United States. It's the fastest growing religion across America, and it's nearly doubled in size over the past 2 decades, and with Muslim women averaging 3.1 children compared to 1.6 for the American average, Muslims aren't just outpacing the nation in birth rates, they're also out-converting Christians.
Have more kids, people. Have more kids. We keep saying that. I have a 5th one coming in February. I'm doing my job. Be fruitful, multiply. Have kids.
Nearly a quarter of all U.S. Muslims are converts, and most of them used to be Christians. While Christian churches are losing members, mosques are gaining members, and they're keeping them. And today, I'm here in Minnesota, home to one of the largest Muslim populations in all of America, to witness the rise firsthand. I'll be speaking with Muslims, Christian Americans, all Americans, entering in the mosque, asking the questions you guys want answered, from 9/11 to Sharia law, everything in between. There are no questions that are off the table for this video. And if you're a Christian who believes in Western values, this video might be a wake-up call to you to reignite your faith and spread the good word. And if you're a Muslim, this video might excite you for the future of Islam here in the United States.
Somebody please tell me about Nick Shirley. I'm guessing he's a Christian. Sounds like it when he said spread the good word. I'm not sure. It's the first time I've seen his videos or channel. Somebody sent me this, but yeah, tell me about Nick Shirley in the comments. Interesting.
Apologize to anybody a part of Islam beforehand. If I do not use the correct verbiage or phrasing, I apologize. I'm not too familiar with the religion. So today we're going to be learning more, speaking with people, and seeing the rise of Islam here in the United States. And now, let's hit the streets and see what's happening. And to see the rise of Islam firsthand, we head to Cedar Riverside in Minneapolis to see how much the Islam community has grown inside of this community inside of America. What's it mean to you to be a part of Islam here in the United States?
Well, I think Islam is a religion for the humanity, for everyone. Islam in America growing, it's not something to do with us, it's something to do with God. And it's God's decision,
What's it like being a part of Islam here in the United States?
Islam here is growing. So I hope
So all the Muslims are saying it's growing, it's growing.
the Islam will grow here in America.
And why do you think so many people are converting to Islam here? It's the #1 growing religion here in the United States.
Well, it's not only the growing, it's the fastest growing religion in the world. And no one can stop it. It looks like it is the best and the final religion to humanity. So if you don't accept it, that's up to you.
Islam is the
That's demonic. Again, people are like, it's not invading Isaiah. They're saying it. They're telling it. They're taking over.
#1 growing religion here in the United States.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is so?
Because of the great influx, number one, of the immigrants that we had. Secondly, some people start to see that the Islamic...
It's interesting because the mayor of New York says that he wants to be the immigrant capital of pretty much of the United States is New York, and he wants to flood in a bunch of immigrants, which, by the way, he's Muslim and wants to bring in a bunch of Muslims. So, yes, this has a part to do with it.
People in general really hold some good, true value. You know what I'm saying? Their values are really tight with how they take care of the family and how they see things that way, which is a very good, strong thing. You know?
While we were inside of Cedar Riverside, we actually met a lady who had left the Islam faith. So are you Muslim woman or no?
I'm not. My parent was Muslim.
How come you left Islam?
Because they control me. They control my clothes, and it's not good.
Do you think women are suppressed?
Yes, of course, they breast. It's not. They don't want it, but we female, they're afraid to get killed. So that's why they wear hijab. They wear big clothes. But me, I don't want clothes. I don't want to wear. But this is need to be stopped. People, they have to wear whatever they want.
So if
President Trump, you have to tell President Trump. You have to tell me a message. Females, they have this United States, they have freedom. They can wear whatever they wanted, but Islamic, they press females to wear these hijabs.
So if you're a woman in Afghanistan and you don't wear the hijab,
they kill you. They don't want you if you don't wear hijab. Even me,
that's the religion. If you don't wear a hijab, they kill you. That's what she said.
I wear this because they don't want me to wear a pant. Yeah.
Really?
I'm afraid, yeah.
Guys, it's a demonic, evil religion. See it for what it is.
That's why I wear this. So it's not the way you think.
The hijab is a headscarf worn by many Muslim women as a sign of modesty and faith, and in some Muslim countries or underneath certain leadership, it is required, while in others, it is not. What are some large misconceptions about Islam here in the United States?
That Muslim women are suppressed.
And what makes you choose to wear?
The irony of her saying that, you can't even see her. You can barely see her eyes, and she's saying that people think that they're suppressed, and she's saying they're not. You don't call that suppressed? Everything's covered. We can't even see you.
The hijab.
My religion, I started wearing the hijab when I was 16 years old.
And what would happen if you didn't wear the hijab?
Nothing would happen. It's your choice.
And why do you think Islam is the largest growing religion here in the United States right now?
Because of our Quran. Our Quran, our book never changes. It's one book, one language, one religion. There's Islam in all over the world.
You think
it says to behead the unbelievers? That's crazy.
Islam will eventually overtake Christianity here in the United States?
Worldwide, not just United States. We have people converting every day.
And what leads a Christian man to convert to Islam?
When they read the Quran and they find the truth, and they read it in English, and they see how peaceful Islam is.
And could you shake a man's hand?
Peaceful? Are you kidding me? They're literally beheading Christians all in Nigeria right now. That's crazy. It's not peaceful. It's the most violent, wicked religion that says to kill the unbeliever.
No.
Do you find that interesting that women can't shake other men's hands?
No, I don't find that interesting. It's normal.
Is it true that Muslims also practice polygamy?
Yes.
Would you accept another wife into your marriage?
In our religion, it says.
How have you seen the rise of Islam here in this area?
It's a big rise.
And why do you think Islam is on the rise here in the United States?
Because of a lot of Somalians come here from East Africa, and so they come here to practice Islam because it's safe.
Minnesota is home to one of the largest populations of Somalians, and America accepted thousands of Somalis refugees in the 1990s due to the civil war that was taking place. And when they came to the United States, a large portion of them decided to settle in Minnesota for some reason. And now that decades have passed, those refugees have had children, and the Somali population has grown. This also raises the number of members of Islam born into the United States, and also expands the influence of Islam throughout the country. It's projected that Minneapolis is now home to over 200,000 Somalians, and now many of those Somalians are also part of the government, like Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and now they also have another new person running for mayor of Minneapolis who's also Somalian and also Muslim. And Minneapolis is also one of the only cities in America that permits the Muslim call of prayer to be played out loud for all the public to hear. And right now, if you listen super closely, you can hear the call to prayer.
That's pretty. Hold on, let me let you hear this.
Do you think tradition?
That's like a huge siren. That's crazy, guys. In the U.S., to be allowed to play the Muslim call to prayer loud like that. Imagine them bringing that to every city. I do not want to hear that. That's crazy.
Western values are falling while Eastern values are rising here in the United States?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know. I would say
I guess it just depends on what you mean.
Traditional
kind of
values that brought up the Western world, like Christian values. Would you say those are on the decline while Eastern values are on the uprise here?
I guess there's a lot of different interpretations of what Christian values are, so you'd have to be a little more specific.
Like the values of the Bible.
Yeah, but like people interpret the Bible in different ways, right? So
Like the generic teachings, like the 10 Commandments.
I don't know. I think it just depends.
What's it like being a Muslim here in the United States?
I'm not speaking English, only one Somali language.
What does it mean to you to be a part of Islam?
I don't know, I'm not speaking English very well.
How are you? Do any of you speak English? English? No. Can women speak on camera? No. I kept going because I wanted to speak with some more of the elders here to see if they could share their story about coming here from Somalia and how they've seen the rise firsthand. However, none of them spoke English. How are you? Can I ask any of you guys some questions? No? Speak English?
English no.
No? Do any of you speak English? I then found someone who I could speak with and ask the controversial questions that many people are curious about. What's it like being a Muslim woman here in the United States?
It's sometimes challenging, especially nowadays.
And why do you say nowadays?
The climate kind of changed because of the political.
For instance, do you feel like acts like 9/11 and the use of the word radicalized has put a bad name on Muslims?
Absolutely.
And what do you say about what happened on 9/11, or those when people say Allah Akbar or things like that?
I thought it's tragedy.
Would you say that's a misrepresentation of the true Islam, or do you think
it definitely is misrepresentation? True Islam doesn't believe in violence.
Or what's the hijab represent in your mind?
It represents for you to be a modest, to cover your body for only your spousal, and to leave something for the imagination.
What is Sharia law? A lot of people have a conception as to what Sharia law is. What is Sharia law?
I really don't like to speak on a topic that I'm not expert on, or I don't know.
Sounds like she just doesn't know
too
much
many
about
things
Islam.
about it.
After a few interviews, somebody came up to us angry because we were asking people about the rise of Islam inside this community. My name is Nick Shirley.
What are you doing?
My name is Nick Shirley. I'm a YouTuber. We're doing a video on the rise of Islam here in the United States.
The rise of Islam.
Yeah, it's the #1 converting religion.
The rise of Islam. Make it make sense for me.
Yeah, it's the it's the #1 converting religion in the United States. So we're doing a
the
subject on it.
#1 converting religion in the United States.
It's like the #1 growing religion. So.
Wait, isn't it after Christ?
What?
Isn't it after Christ?
This guy wouldn't show his face on camera, and this conversation kept going for a few minutes, and he demanded that we deleted the footage of the interviews that we took here on the street. I said no, and he said, you better go, and we're gonna make sure you leave. I've never been in a situation like that while I've been filming, where somebody comes out of nowhere and wants to take the footage. I was watching a video prior to this video, and there is a Somali gang war going on here inside of these apartment complexes, apparently. I think we just went upon a gang, and I didn't know that they were a gang. And right now,
go forward a little bit.
And what's interesting is right next to this mosque right here, there's a Presbyterian church. So you have two churches right next to each other, one worshiping Allah and the other worshiping God. Depending on who you talk to as far as Allah and God, they are referred as the same person. However, the Islamics use the word Allah to refer to their God. How would you say the Islamic community is here?
It's pretty deep in it. It's a lot of people, right? It's pretty big. They all they're pretty, like, they come together, right?
Would you say there's more Muslims than there are Christians here in this area?
I would say so. I would think so. Yeah, I would say so. Yes, sir.
And how do you feel about the rise of Islam here in the United States?
I don't really know too much personally. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know too much about Islam. I'm all for it, like what anybody wants to be with their religion and what they want to do. But
a little bit.
I just respect the differences. It's cool to me.
And I'll link the original video down below.
College campus converting to Christianity or to Islam here?
Honestly, I don't really see him converting much either way. I also don't get out too much.
And do you see the rise of Islam here inside of St. Cloud?
I do see a rise of it, yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
I like multiculturalism, you know, it's...
Anecdotally, I'd say that Islam's on the rise here. I do know Christianity, including our denomination here in St. Cloud, is not growing. It's actually declining.
Really?
Wow, so she's from the Presbyterian church, and she said that Islam is growing, but she said our congregation is declining. It's sad.
So, meanwhile, you guys are declining, Islam is rising.
I think that's safe to say. Our average age of our congregation is probably 55, so we're not attracting younger people.
And what's attracting the younger generations to Islam?
I don't know.
Do you see any conflicts with Islam and Christianity?
Oh, absolutely. Ultimately, when you're a Christian, you believe Christ is the Savior of the world, and both the Jewish faith and Islamic and every other faith doesn't recognize that. So you're definitely at odds with each other.
Do you think Islam and Christianity can coincide here inside of this town?
I think when they get the majority, like there's more people that practice Islam, I think that it will take a different form. I think up until that point we can coexist, but history's shown that when the Muslim community gets majority in areas, they tend to behave differently. So,
And how much longer do you think this town has until the Muslim community does become the majority?
You know, I'm not an expert, but, you know, if I look at they're averaging 5 children, I think
You said when the Muslim community becomes the majority, they start acting differently. That is strong and true.
only at 2 generations away.
And how many kids are the Christians or the people averaging here?
0. They have more cats and dogs. I hate to say it.
Are you guys seeing more people convert to?
She said the Christians have cats and dogs while the Muslims are having kids. Some of you need to start having kids instead of getting a bunch of pets. You got too many dogs in your bed.
Christianity or Islam here inside of St. Cloud?
Inside of St. Cloud? I mean, I see like a couple people converting Islam, yeah.
And how many mosques were here just 10 years ago?
Well, I'd say 15 years ago, there was just the one at St. Cloud State University that was a room within the university setting. So it really wasn't an active mosque community. It was more like a prayer room.
So within the past 15 years, 5 mosques have been built here?
Yeah. But then I would challenge you to go and look at the growth of the Somali refugee population, because they're the ones that really put a demand on the desire for Islam. Was Minnesota took a lot of...
Go forward here a bit.
We have talked to. It's coming.
And
your shoes off. I can grab you a chair to sit in.
Now he's in the mosque.
I was kindly invited to go in and pray with the men inside of this mosque, and to remain as respectful as possible, I did ask permission to film during the prayer.
Allah. Allah.
I don't really know what I'm doing right now, but... All right, we just finished up the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So how long does that prayer last for?
So it depends on what time of day it is. This one does not last that long. It could last for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what we need to do.
Do you see the rise of Islam?
Yeah, you can say so. There's all different type of ethnicities, all sorts of races, so I'm guessing that's a huge rise.
So inside of this Islamic center, there's also a mosque at the very bottom, but then the rest of it is also a school. This building used to be an old elementary school or something like that. Now it's been converted into an Islamic center downstairs in the mosque.
Let's go towards the end here.
I'm not just gonna go in there and say, hey, this is Islam, take it. If you don't, I'm gonna do something to you. No, it's a gradual thing.
Another thing that many people might be misconceived about is polygamy. Do you guys practice polygamy?
Well, polygamy is allowed within Islam. The limit is 4. You can have 1 wife, 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives, but there's a requirement,
So do Muslims practice polygamy?
Yeah, you can. It's not like compulsory. Hey, you have to get married to 4 wives, You can get married to however much you want.
Guys, this religion is not compatible with anywhere. Shouldn't be anywhere.
There's a requirement.
I was going to say with the U.S., but it should
I
not be
married
anywhere.
1 wife. I can't just go to a second wife and treat her differently without this one, I can't make this wife the main wife and this wife a specific wife just for like my chores and for my cleaning, You are, as a man, you're required to provide for them. You have to treat them equally and treat them with the utmost respect, because they're not just like how I would say your toys to play with. These are humans.
And do you think the Muslims, the Somalians, are going to outpace the Americans here with their
birthing rate? Well, statistically, okay, if the statistics continue how they are right now, with American birth rates declining and Islamic birth rates on an incline, well, yeah. But I would love to see people like you having more kids. Kids are amazing, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of Christians are having too many kids these days.
Yeah, I would encourage, you know, have more kids, keep the nuclear family alive. You know, more marriages, great marriages, kids. It helps the community.
More marriages, so you want to have more than one wife?
Heck no. Me personally, Nick, I'll tell you this. Me personally, if I even get one, I'll be happy.
And what do you guys think about the rise of Islam here in the United States? Give this video a like and subscribe.
Interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this. It's definitely happening through immigration or through just they're having more kids. The bottom line is this. If Muslims continue to have 5, 6, 7, 8 kids and Christians continue to have 1, 2, maybe 3 kids, it's just a matter of time before they outnumber us. That's the bottom line. So what is the answer? Have kids, get married. Well, first get married, have kids, raise your family in church, serve the Lord, witness to people, evangelize, spread the gospel. That is how we are going to make sure that Christianity does not die in America. It's a beautiful thing to get married. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to have kids. Interested to hear you guys' take. There's definitely an Islamic rise in the U.S. We heard it from this mayor in New York. We see it happening all over the place. They're having more kids than us. Stop getting dogs, stop getting cats, and start having kids, okay? Let me know what you guys think about this video. I know it's a little bit longer. I skipped around a bit. I'll link the original video down below. There is an Islamic takeover happening in the U.S. You don't have to believe me. You can just look at the numbers. I know a lot of you are like, it's not happening, Isaiah. Look at the numbers. It's happening. And thank you for partnering with us every month. You guys can do it on our website, saldivar.com/partner. We're live Monday night at 5 o'clock now. It's our new time. And Thursday night at 5 o'clock now is our podcast, new time. So I hope to see you guys in the live streams. Thank you for monthly partnering with us. If you haven't, go check out my website. You'll get a free copy of my book, 70 sermons, and 20% off the merch store. And then we have weekly prayer calls starting in January. So love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next video. God bless.